Hey there everyone, this is Jennifer from Jennifer Biedermann Jewelry. Welcome back to another video. I recently uploaded a video. It was called the Cellini Zigzag Stitch Bracelet. And I'm just going to continue on the Tubular series because I'm really enjoying this. So I did the Cellini Zigzag. You can go into my video archives there and on my channel and just find it there. Now what I'm going to do, see this piece here, it's not that pretty because it's a mishmash of just me trying to figure out what I like and the size beads and everything. So that's my designing process. I just make a piece and just see what I like and I don't like. So this is a herringbone stitch with increases and decreases. And we're going to make this little flower center 3 going around. I chose some colors here. My base here is a silver galvanized size 8 seed bead. For my flower petals, I use a size 8 as well. For the middle here, it's a size 3 millimeter, but I use some 11s. This is blue, you can hardly see it. The red, you can hardly see it. The gold, you can hardly see it. I want it to pop a little bit more. This one pops a bit more, but I don't want my bracelet to be all red, and I don't want it to be all blue. And this, well, I just didn't like this color at all. So we are going to make a really cute bracelet for the summer. The materials you're going to need to make this. Remember, when you may not use the same color beads I am, but whatever the 8O beads for your herringbone here is going to be your main color, so choose accordingly. Here's your material list. I'm going to be using a size 8 silver galvanized for my base. I will be using a turquoise, like a green turquoise color, size 11. And I'm going to be using this red color, size 8 as well. And I will be using these, not 3 millimeter rounds, but a 4 millimeter round nickel coated bead. In my sample here, I tried a lot of different things. I tried the round, which I like the look of it. Gives it that little center for the flower, so I'm sticking with that. I did use some 4 millimeter bicones. I do like those as well, but I prefer this look for this piece. You'll need a needle. You'll need a size 10 beading needle. Lots of thread, so you will thread on your needle as much as you're comfortable working with, because you will be adding as you go. And the beading thread I'm using, I do like Fireline, but I ran out and I have to order more. This is a made in Japan. It's a Noru Sonoko black beading thread. It's not bad. It's nice and stiff. You'll need a pair of scissors to cut your thread. And of course, you'll need a beading mat. So get your materials together and we're going to get started on this really neat bracelet or necklace, whatever you want to make. Be right back. Okay, so I poured out my beads. I've got my 4 millimeter rounds. You can use crystals or bicones or fire polish or whatever you want to use. I've got my main color, galvanized silver 8s. I've got my 11 turquoise, and I've got my red fuchsia matte red 8s here. So with herringbone, we always start with a ladder stitch, okay? So even if you're a beginner, you can do this. Just follow along. Pick up 4 beads, 4 size 8s, your main color. Bring it down to the end of your tail, leaving yourself a little tail, because we'll cut it off later. And then what you're going to do, you have your 4 beads here. You're going to go through the first 2 only. Pull creates a little circle. Okay, like this. Now my tail is coming out here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sew back through these 2. And now I'm getting ready to pick up more beads. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm going to pick up just 2. My working thread is coming out of these beads, and I'm going to go through the top beads to create another little stack of beads. Go back up these 2 beads. Okay, so now I have 3 stacks. I want to do 6 in total. So I'm going to pick up another 2 beads. My working thread's coming out here. I'm going to go up through here. Then I'll sew back down through these 2 beads. So now I have 4. I have to do that 2 more times. Pick up 2 beads. My working thread's coming out the bottom. So therefore I'm going down the top to the bottom. And then back up. And 2 more beads. Working thread coming out here, going up through the bottom. And then coming back down these 2 beads. So now I have a total of 6 stacks of 2 beads. So now what I'm going to do, my tail's coming out here. I'm just going to close this up like a sandwich, like a taco or whatever. And I'm just going to put these 2 together. So it's always fiddly at first, okay? So my working thread's coming here. My tail is down here. I'm going to go up through these 2 beads to close up the circle. I'm going to go down these beads to reinforce. And I am going to go back up these 2 beads. Now my piece, little circle of 6 stacks is ready to start my herringbone stitch. Okay, so my tail is here. My working thread's coming out here. Now, this is what we're going to do. We're starting a herringbone with a little bit of a twist. So I'm picking up 1, 8, and I'm going to pick up 1, 11, turquoise, and 1, 8. This is going to create my color, my spine of color coming up here. I'm just going to go through 1 bead down. And I'm just going to let those sit on top. Next, I'm going up the 8. And I'll do that and repeat that all the way around. So I'm picking up a galvanized silver, I'm picking up a turquoise 11, and a galvanized silver 8. Coming out of this bead, going down the next 8. Oops. It's a little bit hard to hang on to when you first start. Okay. Went down this bead, I'm going to go up the 8 here. Okay. And then I'll do that one more time to finish up the round. And then we're going to step up. So I'm going to pick up an 8, an 11, and an 8. And I'm going down this 1, 8 here. And here is my step up. Your step up, instead of going up this one right here, you're going to be going up 2 beads. That's your step up. You're getting ready for your next round. So I'm going to do that again, picking up an 8, an 11, and an 8. Going down that 8 here. So that's creating my little spine here of color. Going back up this 8, picking up an 8, an 11, and 8. And I'm going down. Now this is the beginning of the bracelet. So this is going to be a slightly longer piece at the beginning. Going back up. Pick up an 8, an 11, an 8. And go down this bead. And now I'm going my step up. So my thread's coming out here. I'm just going right across and back up these 2 beads. Now, because this is the start of my bracelet, I'm not going to start increasing now because I just want a longer piece. So I'm going to do this 2 or 3 more times. Okay, probably just 2 more times. And then we're going to start the increase. Okay, so let me do 2 more rows and I'll be right back. Okay, so I did 5 rows of the spine here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I'm going to stop there, and now we're going to do an increase again. So we're going to pick up an 8, pick up an 11, pick up an 8. And I'm going to go down through this 8 here. And now I'm increasing, so I'm just going to pick up an 11. And see, because before I wasn't picking anything up, I was going up through that bead, but I'm picking up an 11 and then going through up this 8. And that's going to stretch it out a little bit. And we're going to do that again. An 8, an 11, an 8. Go down. Pick up an 11. Go up this 8. And we'll do that again. An 8, an 11, an 8. I really like how this is popping out. I can really see the color. And we're going to go down. Pick up an 11, and then this is my step up. See the thread here? I'm going right across and going up these 2 beads. Okay, now we're going to do that again. Pick up an 8, an 11, an 8. Go down that 8. And this time, instead of picking up 1, 11, I'm picking up 2. And I'm going up this 8. So it's stretching it out a little bit more. So pick up an 8, an 11, an 8. This takes a tediousness, if that's a word, out of herringbone. By changing up your beads a bit. Picking up 2 11s. Going up this 8. And an 8, an 11, an 8. Going down this 8. And this is my step up. So I'm picking up 2 11s. My thread's coming out here, going right across, and then going up. Okay, now we're going to do that again. An 8, an 11, an 8. Go down this 8. Now, I did some tests, okay, and then I put 3 11s here, but if I do that, this becomes very too squishy. It's not as solid. So at this point, we're changing it. I'm picking up 3 red 8s of a different color. And I'm going up this 8. So I'm stretching it a bit more. Increase. Picking up that 8, 11, 8. Going down. And then I'm going to pick up 3 of my red 8s. And I'm going up this 8. pick up an 8, an 11, an 8, going down this 8, and now I'm going to step up, so I'm picking up my last 3 reds, fuchsia, whatever you call it, and I'm going to go up these 2 8s. Okay, so see how it's bowing out like that? Now I'm going to continue my 8, 11, and 8. Go down here, and now I'm going to change it a little bit more. And this is where I'm going to make my circle, well, the little flower center. So I'm going to pick up a red, a 4mm round, and a red. And I'm going up that next 8. Pick up an 8, an 11, an 8. And I will repeat that all the way around. Pick up a red 8, a 4mm round, or crystal, or bicone, whatever you chose. Another 8. Going up this next 8. Pick up an 8, an 11, an 8. Go down this next one. And getting ready for my step up. Pick up a red 8, a 4mm round, if I can get in there, and another red 8. Step up. And going up these 2 beads. Okay. Now you're going to find that some of these beads are sticking out in the inside. Just help them push them out. Okay. This point may not work, but just push them out, squeeze them out. Okay. Continue. Now we are going to be decreasing. So pick up an 8, an 11, an 8. Go down this one. And now I'm going to pick up 3 8s of my red. Go back up that 8. See how that popped that thing inside? I'm just going to help it to pop it outside. That's where I want it to sit. 8, 11, 8. Go down this one. And then pick up 3 red 8s. And then go up this one. It's popping it inside, see? It's going to help it sit out. Pick up an 8, an 11, an 8. So we're just mirroring what we did. Pick up 3 red 8s. And then step up, I'm going up these 2 beads. Popped right in there. Just going to help it stick out. Okay, we'll continue. An 8, an 11, an 8. Now here, we're going to continue what we did over here. So we're going to pick up 2 11s and go up that 8, and we're going to be really decreasing now. And that's really going to help that pop out. So pick up 8, an 11, an 8, and continue that all the way around. 2 11s, 11, 8. 11s, up this 8, nope, yes, step up these 2 beads. Now, what happened here is these 2 red 8s are sticking inside. You just need to help them sit out. I want them to sit out like that. Okay, now I'm running out of 8s. Let's finish this up together. Continue. 8, 11, 8. Now I'm going to pick up 1 11. And you go up this 8. And we're going to cinch that all up. And we're going to do that all the way around. So 8, 11, 8. Go down this 8. Whoops, not that 8, sorry. This 8. And then you're going to pick up an 11, go up this 8, cinch everything up. Again, this is wanting to stick inside, so I'm just going to help it sit out. Pick up an 8, an 11, an 8. Down this one, 1 11, and then step up. Now, I'm going to go around 2 more times by just picking up an 8, an 11, an 8. So I'll have a total, it looks like 3, okay? So I'm going to go up this one, pick up an 8, an 11, an 8. Down this one. And up this one, an 8, an 11, an 8, and this one. Then I will be stepping up, and then you know what? I'll stay with you. We'll do it one more time. An 8, an 11, an 8. Back up this one. 8, 11, and an 8. And up this one. Running in a thread. 8, 11, and 8. And then what I will do at this point, I'm going to step up. And I'm just going to start that process again. So this is your little piece here. It's a little bit longer over here because that's the start of the bracelet. But you want it to stay the same in the middle, right? So once we did our decrease with this, we just did 2 more. So there's a total of 3 after this 1. And here, what I would do is pick up an 8, 11, and 8, and then put an 11 here. And then just repeat what I did here. Now, what I want to do is just make sure everything is sticking out. Put your needle in there. And you have little flower buds. So I'm going to do the whole piece, and I'm going to show you how to do the clasp at the end and the sizing. Okay, I just wanted to show you what I'm doing. I decided to change up the colors as I go. And you can keep the same color if you like, but what I did was I just brought out some more 8s. I just wanted to change things a little bit. So, excuse me, I'm going to be using colors that kind of go with this green turquoise here. So I'm going to keep the silver and like the base, the spine 11s here, my step ups and everything are the same color. And I'm just going to change my little flower colors. I think it's going to look nice. So again, let me finish the piece and then I'll show you what it looks like. We'll do the clasp and yeah, so that's it. Okay, so I've done my piece and I changed the colors as I went. So I started with a red, then I did a dark blue, then I did a light purple, then I did the same color as my spine color here as the turquoise green, and then back to red, back to blue, back to purple, back to turquoise. Of course, you can keep it all the same color or change them, whatever you like, but this is what it looks like. Now, for measuring, what I did was I just wrapped this around my wrist, and I left myself, sorry, I'm just going to show you, I left myself this much space, about an inch for the clasp. So now, before we do the clasp, I'm going to show you how to end your herringbone. Here we did a ladder stitch. Here we're ending with a herringbone stitch, but we want to kind of make it a ladder stitch, okay? And how we do that is we have to attach all these openings together and reinforce. So I'm coming out, by the way, I just added 3 rows of just plain herringbone without the 11s in the middle to elongate it like I did over here. Okay, so now I'm just going to reinforce and get all these things sitting nicely Nancy neat next to each other. So I'm coming out of this bead. I'm just going to not pick up any beads. I'm going to go down this bead next to it. I'm going up this bead to the right. Then to attach these 2 beads together, I'm going to go down the bead to the left. And I'm just going to do that all the way around until they're all connected. So back up the bead to the right, go down the bead to the right. I don't have to go back up. Well, you know what? I am going to go back up that one so they're sitting really side by side. So go back up this bead and back down this one. Then up this one. This one's not attached. So I want to make sure that one's attached. So go down, go up. This one is attached, but I'm just going to reinforce it a bit more. Back up that bead. Back down the bead. And then they're all attached except for this one. So I need to attach this. So I'm going up this one. And then back down. And then back up. And now they're all attached. So, and now I'm just going to check my bracelet just to make sure that my beads are, you know, these 8/0 flower little petal thingies are sticking out. So I'm just going to double check, make sure they're all sticking out how they're supposed to. And then I need to cut off my thread. Now, I'm not going to tie off some knots down here because in herringbone, if I tie off a knot here or here, wherever, you're going to see it. So I'm just going to sew down a stack of beads until my needle comes out of some beads there. And that's all I'm going to do is I'm just going to go back up some stack of beads. And because I went up and down and all the way around, I just went up and down, and then I'm just going to cut off this thread. Now, for the clasp, I don't usually do my tubular pieces with a bead clasp. I prefer having a wire core. It just keeps its shape. It, you know, I just prefer it. Okay, it's just, for me, it seems stronger. So I've cut myself a piece of silver 18 gauge wire about 10 inches long. And I'm going to fish that through there. And then I'm going to show you how to do the loops. And also what you're going to need is a jump ring for this and a lobster claw to close it. So this is what we're doing. This is another piece. I'm going to show you how to do this Russian spiral in another video. But that's what we're creating right now. So it's just to shape it, and I don't have to worry about this. It's always going to stay this shape. So that's it. So cut yourself your piece of wire, cut off your thread, and then I'm going to show you how to make the loops and finish it off. Okay, so I'll be right back. Okay, so I have my wire here, and also this is optional. I just took out two 4mm bicones, which I'm going to put in my ends here, optional. All right, so you take your round nose pliers. You're going down about 1.5 inches down your wire. Place your pliers here, bend 90 degrees, so it looks like this. Now, once you bend it 90 degrees, as you can still hang on to the wire. Now, depending on how big your loop, how large you want your loops, you can go over here or over to the end, but I'm going to stay right in the middle. And I'm just going to take that bent wire and bring it over. And I'm just going to adjust my wires by turning them and then bending. And then this is what I have. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is take just a pair of pliers here. I'm going to turn it this way. Just to grab onto the loop. Take another pair of pliers, or you can use your round nose pliers, and just grab the end, pull it up a little bit, and oops, stiff wire. And then you're just going to wrap this around. You don't have to do it 3 times or 4 times. Just do it a couple of times just to, sorry, this is really stiff wire. It's the first time I'm actually using this. It's stainless steel. I usually use a dead soft wire, so this is a lot easier. So if you're using dead soft, well, you're having an easier time than me. I just wrapped it twice. I'm going to take my cutters and cut the end. That little piece there. Oh, I don't like this wire. I bought it to make jump rings. And yeah, it's okay. I don't suggest you use stainless steel for this, but use dead soft wire. And I'm probably going to damage my cutters. Okay. So now that I have this will have this piece sticking out. So I want to take my pliers and squish that down. Again, optional. I'm going to take my 4mm bicone and I'm going to fish that through this wire, which doesn't fit. Maybe this one will fit. Not fitting, so option out, not using that. So I'm just going to fish this down through my piece carefully so it doesn't come out the side of your work. And then at this point, I am going to bend it rather than making my loop on the other end just now. I'm going to wait for that. So now I'm just going to start bending my piece, keeping the end close over here, shaping it. If you prefer a beaded clasp, and you don't want to do all this, go to YouTube and just type in beaded clasp, and you'll find a bunch of videos showing you how to do that. Again, I just prefer the wire core because look, it stays like that. Okay. So I've placed my flower petals like one on top, and then I've got two sitting on the bottom here. And then all I'm going to do is just make sure, I don't want to really pull it tight because then everything's going to be all jumbly, okay? So you just want to do the same thing on this side. So I'm going to just take my pliers, bend it 90 degrees, take my round nose pliers about where I did it last time, and I'm just going to pull that around, and then I'm going to do my little loop. Yeah, I'm going to keep this wire for jump rings only. Just doing it twice. Now I'm going to cut this end off. And then I'm going to push that piece down because I wouldn't want that catching on anybody's clothing or skin. Now, when I'm done this, I'm most likely going to cut this wire and use another type of base wire. Okay, so now I'm just going to close it up now. And I'm taking my jump ring. I'm going to just put that in my pliers here, and I'm going to open it up, place it on a loop, and then close it up. And do the same thing. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side by, well, actually, I don't have to put a jump ring on that side. I'm just going to put my lobster claw on this jump ring. So let me just open that up again. And then place my lobster claw. Sorry, guys. And close that up. And now I have a bracelet. Now with summer right around the corner, you can really, really, really have fun with the colors that you choose. You can choose all kinds of fun colors, and you can use 11s if you want. There's other kinds of variations to do this. I'm actually looking at this now, and I'm thinking I'm going to probably want to do the same thing, but having the herringbone twist, I will show that in another video because that is a really interesting look. So that's the video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them below. I do have, just right below the video, you're going to see show more. I'm going to put the material list there, and subscribe to my channel. So if you want to be notified of any new videos coming up, you'll be notified right away. And I'm always trying to come up with some interesting tutorials, so I hope you like them. And come and follow me on my Facebook page. It's called Jennifer Biedermann Jewelry. I also have a closed group, Facebook beading group called Beading Tips and Tutorials, which is great because you get to show your finished work and make new friends and ask questions and give tips, because all my friends that I know don't make jewelry and they don't bead, and they're not interested when I'm telling them about what I'm doing. So I needed to make some beading friends and wire wrapping friends. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you again at the next video. Bye.